Konnichiwa, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the vlog that I've been meaning to do for quite some time now. I do apologise for the delay on this one. It's more or less been a little bit of hassle trying to figure out how best to do it, really. Was I going to record live like I normally do, or am I going to do what I'm done now and basically recorded the footage and then obviously come to do the audio track regarding it. So as you can see, this is he's been my main for years now. He's sort of no longer my main in a bizarre way. He's my warlock, he's awesome, I've always enjoyed this character. He's demon spec, in case you're wondering. Well, you should be able to tell by the imps dotted around. And I was more or less bored one night. I was leveling them up and doing the Frostwall quest line while also doing some archaeology, because it's the one skill I never really bothered to level up, because Blizzard do not understand how annoying it is to have to fly across 3 different zones in Azeroth to fucking find a site. But anyway, enough about that. Warlords of Dreanor. So far, impressed. It's definitely surprised me a lot more than I expected to. I have actually badmouthed this expansion quite a bit, given the fact that this is the second expansion with a ridiculously pointless villain, aka Garrosh Hellscream. You know, he's not an interesting villain. To me, he comes across a lot like, what's his name? Superboy. Is it Superboy Prime or Superman Prime? One of the two. The one that whinges all the time. The alternate reality Superman thing. Yeah, everything is better in my world. Yeah. That sort of thing. So yeah, that's how I see Garrosh. He's whinging too much. And apparently he's the catalyst for the whole storyline here, which is bullshit, because technically Varian Wind should have just decapitated him. But you know, I'll bitch about Garrosh so much. In terms of the series, I actually want to. This is a point that needs to be addressed. The Blizzard Weekly series. I'm sort of at a standstill. The one thing about playing as Omicra is he's very slow. As you saw during, with the fights there, he's very slow to kill. I may switch him to Destruction Spec, though Demonology actually gives me a much better chance of living. Omicra is definitely the character that I sort of half play, half watch other things. You know, so I'm trying to debate. I have a rogue, but she's level 85. I am leveling her up as quick as possible, because I don't think people want to see me leveling for, 5 levels prior to actually starting Dreanor. I'm using archaeology to actually level her up, because that gives the most experience. And to be fair, leveling it through Cataclysm again is boring as all hell. As you can see, even leveling on this bit is a bit, like I said, is slow as Omi. That's why I've been using archaeology on him as well, because it gives that experience boost. It's one thing I like about this expansion is it's not as... It doesn't penalise you for That's what I'm looking for. Penalise you for having a low skill set. The reason why I say that is it actually does. Sorry, just removing pop-ups. So yeah, you know, it gives you the Dreanor level of stuff for your main professions. You can still harvest stuff. Like you saw, my herbalism is not that high, but I can still get get plants here, which I do like. All in all, with the character boost notwithstanding, the expansion so far feels very friendly, and I mean that in terms of actually working. You know, it's a working thing. It allows players to continue leveling their own skills without having to run through boring zones and deal with lower level players who are trying to level up and enjoy the experience. You don't need, you know, a fucking level 90, level 100 character running about going, my stuff, my stuff. So yeah, that, you know, that is a nice thing they've added. We're actually going to be talking about the garrisons later on. You've noticed I've been looking at the garrison tab. I actually have a section at the end of this video where we actually went around the thing, and I'll be able to talk about the garrisons there. Because this is sort of a long one. It's about 25 minutes for this section alone. Mainly because I just went like zone mode, I'll record. You know, you'll notice I use the mouse cursor to actually cast some spells. That's mainly when I'm not thinking. Actually, no, that's when I'm thinking. When I'm not thinking, I will just press buttons. You know, it's like, what am I going to use? I'm going to use that one, that one. No. It sort of just keeps me busy, really. Storyline so far. I haven't left Frostwall, the starting zone, so I don't know the big thing yet. I've not seen any of the key moments. The actual starting quest, the whole what's the word? I completely forgot what the gate's called. The Black Gate, that sort of thing. That was quite fun. I know playing through this time around, when we saw when I saw Blackhand, I realised one thing I never actually realised before, that his neck is more or less lava. Lava or fire. Either way, incredibly hot. Not in a perverted sense either. You know? And that got me thinking, why is he like that? Why? I haven't read up on the lore or anything like that, but it's like, it is quite literally the case of me going, why is he like that? Because the only character that we've seen recently with fire coming from his neck is the human form of Deathwing, which again is confusing. The questing has been interesting. It definitely makes me want to continue the story. It doesn't feel like, go here, kill these things, and then continue the story. It's, you're doing things that will continue the story. Like this one I'm doing here for Gnar, who feels so much like Garrosh, it's fucking ridiculous. If there's not a betrayal between him and his brother, I will be shocked. Seriously, I will be absolutely stunned by that. Because again, he's going down the Garrosh path of, oh, I don't want to sit around and plan, I want to kill. So it's point of like, really? You know, we've just dealt with an idiot who took over the Horde. Why must we put up with another one who, like, fractured the fucking foss? Yeah. I'll try that again. Why do we have to put up with someone who will aim to fracture the Frost Wolves? So, you know... Sorry, phone's just decided to go, oh, you're on vibrate mode. Go away. Yeah, you know, I don't know how it is on the Alliance side. I've heard there's some nice things. But, all in all, good banter throughout the entire quest chain so far. My favourite bits are whenever the Frost Wolves comment on Thrall's appearance. And I'm actually going to talk about Thrall because there is something disturbing I have noticed in this replay of the starting quests and all of that. But yeah, the bits I like is when Draka, I think her name is complimenting Thrall on his fighting prowess. And he's like, Draka asks him if he has a mate. And he's like, yes, I have a mate, but she's at home, you know, she's looking after the kids. And Draka's response is like, she's at home? Really? This is war! She should be here with you, fighting! And Thrall responds like, I never thought of it like that. And Draka just comes up with possibly my favourite response ever. It's, what a strange green orc you are. I don't know why, but I love that line. Because I think the best way to describe that is the fact that we have lived with green orcs for 10 years? 10 years plus, you know, ever since Warcraft 1. You know, we have seen orcs as green skins. So all of a sudden we're in this world where greenskins don't exist because there was no curse involved. I do apologise for the lag on the video. For some bizarre reason, every now and then it just freezes. You know, it's like a graphical lag. It's really annoying. So, getting thrust into Dreanor prior to the cataclysm that wrecked it is really nice because the environment and the people there are interesting enough to ignore the fact that Garrosh is like technically the main villain until point B. I know what happens to Garrosh, so it's mainly because a lot of people go, oh, you don't like Garrosh. And it's like, well, don't tell me anything about the plot, like major about the plot, but when it comes to Garrosh, I welcome any news, so I'm happy for what I've heard. But yeah, you know, speaking of Garrosh, the concept that we're basically fighting the Horde with that who has future tech, because seriously, if they had that technology, they would have defeated the Burning Crusade anywhere. You know, it was Garrosh that brought that technology in, as far as I'm aware. So, the crew, cast and crew of the Iron Horde are interesting. You know, you get the introduction of them throughout the start of the starter quests. You know, it's very interesting. I found myself having hilarious fun because I'm a warlock. I have an Eye of Krelok. So the starting quest to distract the Eye of Krelok, I was feeling incredibly hyper that night, so I was like flying around with my Eye of Krelok going, ha ha, I'm a better Eye of Krelok. I'm smaller and more sneaky. Yeah. And I'm not really talking much about the footage. The footage is basically there for background. It's better that than a screen saying VLOG or something like that. Like I said, the villains are interesting. Grommash has always been one of my favourite orcs. You know, I love him in the lore itself. Hearthstone wise, excellent card. That sort of thing. You know, he's a lot of fun to see. He's like, oh, Iron Horde, raw. But again, I keep seeing similarities whenever I watch the beginning cutscene and stuff where Grommash steps up onto the hill and he's got his followers. I just get flashbacks to Illidan. You know, it's like, you are not prepared. So, you know, that's sort of one of the interesting things. And one of the most annoying things, actually, to see that similarity there. Onto the Thrall thing, because the Thrall thing is actually important, and we're getting towards the end of this, because it's more or less me doing this quest and then ending. If you look, I do apologise for all Thrall fans out there. Watch the in-game cinematics of Thrall in this expansion. But while you watch them, have it on another screen or have WoW in windowed mode and have a browser open and have a picture of Chris Metzen open. I expect the next expansion Thrall to just become Chris Metzen. I really do. Because Thrall is looking more and more like him every model update. And it's disturbing. It really is. I saw it, I was like, no, that's wrong. That's Chris Metzen. And like I said, I know he voices him. But it's one of those things that is very disturbing. So it's like, ugh, don't like that. Problem, however, with the questing. I have to go back to the questing because there are a few problems. I found that some of the quests, for example, when you're taking the keep for the Frost Wolves, you have to plant banners in the dead bodies of ogres. However, for some bizarre reason, that counter goes up when you actually kill the ogres. It's sort of like, oh, you killed them, you've planted them at the same time. It's like, no, I just killed them. That's a bit of a problem. At the end of, I think it's at the end of this quest or previous quest. No, it's prior to the orc banner stabby thing. You run up to meet Duotan and stuff like that, and you complete the quest, and it gives you another quest straight away that basically says like optional, use your garrison ability along with like a main quest. However, that is completed as soon as you get it, which annoys me because it's like I'm practically getting a free quest here. I don't like free quests. I like to be able to work on my quests, you know, and actually get going there. Because me, I like my lore. I like to actually have some involvement in the story. I'm going to be working on also the Alliance side. I'm hoping to actually get that done for like a future episode of Blizzard Weekly, so I can actually talk about the Alliance side in terms of progression. As I said, there's only so much Orc story that you can do. Really, it's like you can only talk about Orcs so much before you're repeating yourself. Anything else important that I actually like? I know this hasn't really been much of in-depth first impression stuff. I'll give you my full thoughts at the end of the video itself. But the perk system, I like the perk system. Level 92, I don't know if it's like every 2 levels up until 100. A little roulette wheel comes up and it spins around and stops on a random perk. And that basically is a passive, I think. I think all of them are passives. I'm not sure. I got something that helped buff my demons, which is nice because demonologist, I like my things. I do think they're like linked to your specialization, so that's quite cool. Let's see. The AI could do with a bit of tweaking. Monster spawning could also do with some tweaking. I know the quest to defend the Frostwolf garrison base, after you've got your garrison and you've been to deal with the Spire, that, like, you were swamped in the damn thing. And damn orcs. Yeah. That's a problem. I think overall though the expansion has come out quite well. And where it really shines is in the garrisons. So we'll actually go over to my shaman, Elidris, and we'll look at garrisons. See you in a moment. Hey guys, I'm Gazlo. No, I'm not really. I do apologise for the terribly bad Gazlo impression. When I started doing the garrisons with Omicron, I just all of a sudden went, "Hi, hey guys, I'm Gazlo, and I'm a goblin." Yeah. The impenetrable city of Orgrimmar that only got sacked once. And it's like, whoa, Gazlo. Don't call it impenetrable then. Silly goblin. But anyway, welcome to the garrison. As you can see here, I'm doing the one thing I actually love to do, and set people on missions. I love this this part of the garrison system. You get to send your followers that you gain throughout the experience of Dreanor and send them off on missions and actually build up a base. It's really nice. I love this stuff. This keeps me coming back to logging in each day. This actually gives me a reason to log in each day. One of the nice things about this is you actually gain yourself a extra Hearthstone that is set primarily to your garrison, which is brilliant. And your garrison, as you can see here, is very customizable. You can build your buildings out of a set number of blueprints, and that will give you items for your professions or improve your followers, that sort of thing. And there's also other plots here. You can see, like, there's a fishing plot here and a herbalism one. These come with all the garrisons. Doesn't matter what character you're playing, you will always get a herb garden a fishing hut, and a mine at rank 2 of your garrison. There's three tiers of garrison, I should point out, and you can actually see one of my companions there, Mulverick. That's another thing I do like. I like the fact that your followers are actually there. You know, they're actually in the base. Now, interesting thing about these 3 additional nodes, you don't have to have the skill, which is fantastic. Elidris is a leather worker, I believe. Yes, she's a leather worker. So she has leatherworking, skinning, I think. Yes, she does. So I found it kind of curious and so nice that within this mine I can mine. I can actually get the materials, mine them, and actually give like the stone and stuff like that to basically the mining NPC, and he will work on that. That is one of the cool things about this entire expansion, is the garrison. You know, that's what interests me the most. I know that you can set up outposts in different zones, which grant you access to different buildings, and depending on what you put down, depends on, like, unlocks certain things for, say, your followers. And I can't remember what I'm actually doing at this point. I'm just... Oh yeah, I was looking to see about raid cooldowns, because on this character I actually have been doing all the raids. If you are interested in watching me solo some of the older raids, like Black Temple, what's her name? Vashia, whatever her name is, the Naga Queen. That one might be a tricky one to do because I've never been able to solo her. I can solo the entire dungeon, but for her, and this is why I get a bit of lag, I do apologize. I get to that fight and I just cannot beat her because of those damn minions spawning in. So for some bizarre reason, I've been experiencing a bit of frame drop in the garrison lately, so as you can see, I'm just like, be right back. So I was in the middle of like swapping. So yeah, that's more or less what I've been doing with Elidris. I haven't been like progressing the story on her because Omicra tends to be my prime. Do I find it interesting? Yes. And the fact that you can actually have a companion is even funnier. You know, you have your followers follow you. And I don't know, like, I know you can actually have bodyguards when you improve your barracks, which we're going into now. You know, when you level that up, it unlocks the bodyguard trait and ability and stuff like that. That's really cool. The fact that characters actually notice you and sort of acknowledge you, that's a nice thing. One thing that surprises me with the Horde followers, well, with the followers in general, you can get Leroy Jenkins. You can get there's Chris Meston. You can get Millhouse Manostorm. Face the might of Millhouse Manostorm. I'm terrible with my impersonations. I do apologise. You know, you can get, what's his name? The fisherman dude. I cannot. Not Pagel. That's his name. You can get him, which is cool. You know, and you can actually assign followers to buildings at rank 2. Of that building, you can assign someone with mining experience to the mine. You can assign someone with herbalism skills to the herb garden when that's unlocked, that sort of thing. So, you know, garrisons, I'm looking forward to seeing what the Alliance have to offer. I'm looking forward to seeing what the outposts are like. I will do another video on the outposts themselves when I get one. I should be close to actually going to the next zone anyway, so... There's a nice mechanic to this where you actually defend your garrison. You know, there's a quest where you actually have to battle orcs that are coming to, you know, ransack your place, which is really cool. But all in all, this is coming to a close. If you've played WoW before and you stopped for any reason, like I did, I got bored of it, highly recommend coming back to Warlords of Dreanor. Highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot to do. You know, there's a lot to see, a lot to experience, and I believe that the raiding is going to be quite interesting as well. I'm sort of running over from the actual video here, so you'll have a splash screen up. What do I see in the future of the expansion? More stuff to do with garrisons. I would love that. You can send followers on dungeon runs. That I know now. Obviously, you have to have a specific building up to actually do that, which I might do on Kari if I ever get it to level 90 and we actually get started on this. What else? Let's see. What else do I see? I would like them to put in a mechanic where you can take an entire team of 5 NPCs from your follower list into a dungeon. Not 5, what am I on about? 4, because it's a 5-man group, so you need to be one of them. I would like to see that sort of Guild Wars 1 style of things. It must be doable because they've added the follower system in now, so I would like to see that in the future. It allows for people like me, because I do not like pugs. I've had a lot of bad experiences with pugs. I refuse to do them. If I'm going to do an instance, I will try and talk friends into it, or just not do it until I'm a level where I can solo the damn thing. Because I like taking my time on instances and raids and stuff, because I like to go, ooh, this is interesting, you know. I like sightseeing and stuff. Obviously, what I would like towards the end, like sort of end game, in terms of story, I would like them to sort of start looking at more viable threats than the Iron Horde. Jaina Proudmoore, for example, she's a threat. The reason why I say she's a threat is because apparently no one in the Alliance or the Horde have actually stopped and went, hang on a minute, she more or less devoured the essence of a god. I think it was the Thunder God. I never did the raid or the dungeons, but I more or less know that she is somewhat going insane because of the power it's corrupting her and making her evil, which is cool. You know, I love that. Jaina Proudmoore is one of my favourite characters in the WoW franchise. Sorry, the Warcraft franchise, let me get it right. You know, she had an excellent character arc throughout Warcraft 3. She had a good character arc in WoW in general, and now she's going a bit insane from the powers of going, my stuff now controls the Thunder God's power. Rah. Or was it an old god? I can never remember. But it was a god, as far as I'm aware. And that's kind of a stupid thing to do. No matter what happens, like, doesn't matter if you're gonna blow up the world. He's gonna blow up the world. You don't take the fucking power. You know, you defeat him. You stop him. That's it. You don't take the power. Omika would, but Omika is Omika, and you know he's my insane warlock. You know. What else do I want to see? I want to see some more stuff that integrates the garrisons. You know. This is me like going on a little bit of a rant, but I remember this. It sounds daft, but I had this dream recently, and it's sort of relevant to the whole garrison thing. It sort of bizarrely went, right, here's an outpost, here's an outpost, here's an outpost, here's an outpost. You could basically, not an outpost, a garrison. You could basically upgrade your outposts into garrisons, but there was like the main one you built, the first one, you could upgrade that into a city. You know, and I thought that was really cool, you know. I don't know why that came up in a dream, but it did. And I would love to see something like that actually happen. You know, where you can actually upgrade a garrison into a fort, for example. You know, a fort into a keep. You know what I mean. It's like you upgrade them to a set level. You know, and it allows you to constantly do things even when you're at level 100. You know, it offers interesting dungeons that will actually make you go back to earlier dungeons and go, ooh, you know, we'll do this a little bit differently. Going back to do like Dead Mines, because Captain Dan, you know, that sort of thing. But anyway, I'm rambling on too long. You know, I do apologise. Thank you all for watching. It's been actually quite fun just to talk about WoW. It really has. I know I haven't really given you like, my impressions as a whole. For that, I will say fantastic. The expansion is fantastic. It really is. I bitched about it so much because of the intro cinematic, and Blizzard, please do something unique with the next expansion. Don't go, oh, we're going to go back to Dreanor, you know, like we did with this one. You know, do something like you did with Cataclysm. You know, shake up the vanilla world. Do something of interest, you know. Dreanor, for me, you know, we've been there. Yes, we're getting to see the Dreanor before it was destroyed and became Outland, but it's still, you know, it's that level of the area itself doesn't interest me. The content of the area does. You know, I'm interested in seeing how the Frost Wolves will rise against the Iron Horde, for example. So yeah, you know, content-wise, very interesting. The garrison system definitely improves the draw factor for me. I don't know if it'd be the same for you guys, but it is for me. You know, let me know on that. You know, if you watch it to the end, let me know what you think of Warlords of Dreanor if you've played it, and more or less, you know, what you would like to see in end game content, next expansion. You know, I know it's only just come out, so talking about it next expansion is kind of weird, but I always like looking towards the future. In regards to World of Warcraft, it's always like, what can they do? But I'm off to play a bit of Kerbal, because Elite is being a dick with me, mainly because my internet service provider is shit. We'll just say that there. Yeah, I'm just enjoying playing Space Simulators and Elite and playing Kerbal. I'm definitely getting back into my gaming. Expect another vlog up probably next week to discuss the grander channel and the grand agenda. But anyway, I will see you guys soon. Farewell for now.